true stories, by the way. It's called The Holy Spirit. I was invited to the island of Naxos in June 2015 by a Dutch friend living there. The nearest airport from London was Mykonos, and thence a boat to the neighbouring island. 3 eventful nights in the gay capital of Greece. Yatiochi, why not? I wanted to recall my past life there with my ex-fiancé Philippe in 1973, all those decades ago. I wanted to wander in the streets, see the windmills, and see how the island had changed through tourism over the years. Overcrowded and overpriced, but charming and visually stimulating, I strolled around, pushed from pillar to post by the noisy international tourists in the narrow white streets, filled with shops, bars, eatery, and tourist trash, interspersed with expensive designer clothes. I was tired and hungry by 9 o'clock. My eye caught an Italian trattoria founded in the 70s, specialising in homemade pasta. Well, if it had been going that long, thought I, it must be delicious. I salivated, but oh me miserum, one had to line up in the street for a table for at least 15 minutes. No way, Jose, I couldn't stand, but I was starving. Finally, the manageress took pity on me, providing a chair to sit and wait impatiently at the bottom of the dreaded spiral staircase to my pasta heaven. How I hated spirals, steps and stairs. Eventually it was time to go to the noisy, overcrowded first floor and gorge. I thought I would be in and out quickly, but the arrival of 3 30-something women changed all that. They were olive-skinned with dark features, possibly Greek, I thought. One of them glanced at me longer than normal. I continued eating, eager to get to bed and perchance to dream. Then I heard them order in English, so I knew they weren't Greek, but wondered where they were from. I was nearly done and called for the bill, eager to get out of the place and get to bed. I was tired and it was hot. I rose and passed their table. The same woman looked at me again and smiled knowingly. Being a friendly person, I told them the pasta was excellent and what had they ordered and where did they hail from, in my usual inquisitive way. South Africa was the reply. I was interested, as I had had strong family connections out there. But what heritage? Greek South African, I asked. No, Lebanese. Interested? I wanted to know more, so I asked if I could sit down. Thrilled, the one who kept on staring, sitting opposite me, wanted to know my heritage too. They were 3 sisters on their first trip to Greece. 2 worked in finance, and one said a curious thing. She hadn't given up her job yet. I concentrated on the sister opposite me, whose surname, ironically, was Isa. In the UK, one can buy tax-free ISAs every year. What was she doing in life, I inquired. The answer interested me. She'd gone back to school, leaving the financial world behind to spread the word of the gospel. A born-again Christian. Her sister had not yet had the courage to give up. Now, why do I keep on coming across these missionaries? I had a lot of contacts to give her in the UK, Crete, and especially Antalya, Turkey, where I was accepted by the whole English-speaking Dutch and American international community, despite myself and one other lady on the committee of the American church there being non-practicing Jewish. After a lovely time with the girls, I was invited for ice cream. I love ice cream, and so enthusiastically accepted. It was in the ice cream parlour that Isa confessed that she had told her sister she was compelled to speak to that lady, me. The Holy Spirit had told her. But how, she asked him. You will find a way, was the reply. But she's asked for the bill, she's about to go. I must speak to her, but I'm too shy. You will find a way, the Holy Spirit repeated. Well, the way happened. I stopped at her table. Why me? Why do I draw these beings to me like a magnet? Isis savoured my every word as I told her about the others I'd met over the years. English green-haired Liz married to Dennis the Clown. Indian Colleen, my eccentric jazz singer ex-neighbour, who proclaimed my house had bad energy in Brighton, that I later believed had a curse on it. Boy, was she right. The English couple on the plane to Zagreb going to a missionary conference. An Irish lady in Crete with her own private church who I met at a Finnish poetry evening, and finally the large international community in Antalya. Plus a Dutchman who I met in the streets of Istanbul, who the very next day would be meeting Dennis the chaplain in Kalechi, Antalya. We promised to keep in touch, and we have by WhatsApp. Then her sister asked me what were my parting words of wisdom. I replied, follow your dream.